you, studio audience, for braving the elements. How you doing? But it's Friday. Okay, so a star on that Modern Family show says that the show is hurting his love life. Plus, there's already trouble in paradise for Sean and Charlize Theron. And Drake is lashing out. I'll explain. Let's get started. It's time for what? Hot topics! You know it. Nice. Yes, yes. Thank you. I love you back. So, the weather is still terribly snowy outside. The whole tri-state area here in New York is a mess. But despite it all, my co-hosts have turned up and turned it out. And I have to tell you, if you thought the bad weather was gonna keep the Wendy audience away, you were dead wrong. We've got so many Wendy watchers who came today that they're sitting in our overflow area. Hey, you guys! Yes, there they are! Yes, yes, yes! You made it. Thank you so much. I love my audience. You know, happy Valentine's Day, everybody. I got you all something a little special. And when I say you all, I mean even the people in our overflow audience area as well. Do you want to know what I got you? This stunning watch. This is good. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. They act like it's a car. I appreciate you being so grateful for this watch. Listen, this is a stunning watch. It's from Toy Watch Company. I'm such a, no, you guys do this to me all the doggone time. All right, look. No, I love you more. Listen to me, let me tell you about your watch. It's a stunning watch. It's from Toy Watch Company. Toy Watch, it's a toy watch, but it's a real watch. And it's valued at $295. They call this their Plastoramic model. The bezel is Swarovski crystals. And it's chic and the perfect gift for you. So every time you say, what time is it? You'll think of The Wendy Show. Our viewers at home, you can go to wendyshow.com for your chance to win a toy watch. All right, so what are you doing tonight, Valentine's Day and all? Are you gonna get all sappy and cry on me if you don't have a Valentine? Please don't get sucked into this holiday. You know, the hearts and the flowers and the going out for dinner, that's great. But you know what? If you happen to not have love in your life, take heart, dear heart. I've got something very exciting that I want to be doing with you. All right. It's actually a really exciting weekend here. I'll be all over the TV. Listen. No, look. Tonight on the ID channel. You know I love the ID channel. Okay. Tonight on the ID channel, they're showing a Valentine's Day special called 50 Ways to Leave Your Lover. And it's hosted by me. And look, it's about, listen, wow, Antoine, you did a great job with this wig. That's the same wig, and then this is the same wig. I like it ruffly, Antoine. Look, it's about real women who've been done wrong, and they're determined to get revenge. Take a look at the tease, and then I'll tell you what time it comes on. Go ahead. When your man does you wrong, you have a choice. You can get mad, you can get sad, or you can get even. Join me, Wendy Williams, for a Valentine's Day special that proves revenge can be oh so sweet. 50 Ways to Leave Your Lover premieres Friday, February 14th at 10. So, I'm not going out tonight be watching 50 Ways to Leave Your Lover. And then tomorrow, Saturday, on Centric is kicking off their new series. It's called Being, and it profiles lives of celebrities and the way they started and where they are today. And they're starting with me. So I know they you know, where they call up people in your life, like your mom and your dad and old bosses and your peer group, and they say, well, you know, what's she like? And then my best friend from childhood, Regina's in it. I'm in it saying a little something, my mom and dad. Anyway, be sure to check that out. That's tomorrow night, Saturday night at 9 o'clock on Centric. All right, now, I love this new relationship going on with Sean Penn and Charlize Theron. I feel like Sean Penn has never looked happy consistently in all of my life knowing him through the TV. Look at this picture. That's her little son, Jackson. Jackson looks so tiny, like he should be riding the dog instead of walking with it, right? But would you look at Sean? Would you look at Charlize? Look at them on the beach. Normally, he would be spazzing out at the paparazzi for doing something like that. He's been spotted bonding with Charlize's son, Jackson, and of course, Charlize, and I just think it's terrific. You know, he's 56 years old, 53 years old, and he's been such an angry man lashing out. You know the famous Sean Penn paparazzi lash outs. He just lets them take their pictures. Look at him smile and holding hands with his pigeon toes. But reportedly, the problem is not her son, little Jackson. It's her winning over Sean's kids, Dylan and Hopper. Well, see, Dylan and Hopper are grown. One is 20, the other's 22. They reportedly refused to even sit next to Charlize at a recent celebrity event. Well, you wanna know what? It ain't gonna happen, Charlize. I hate to say this, but in my mind, you know, once adults become adults and then parents start dating other people, you know, I think that a lot of adult kids have a difficult time accepting that their father or mother has moved along. And that will probably, especially to somebody hot and 38 with a son already, like you, Charlize. Aren't you team mom at your house? Like, are you team mom or team dad? If your mom and dad got divorced, whose team are you on? Sorry, Daddy, I'd be on Mommy's side too. And let me tell you something. If you started dating, chances are you'd be dating somebody around my age, you know, in other words, because I see the way younger women look at you. And Mommy and I have talked about it. Now look, you're a very, very handsome man. My dad can still do 20 push-ups. He's about to be 83 on Sunday. But he dips into the room with his Robert Graham shirts and his Louboutin shoes, and all the girls, I see them. I see you look at my father. And if Daddy, if you and Mommy ever got divorced and you started dating, I don't care who you started dating, unless she was your same age and not a friend of Mommy's who'd been checking you out all along, I'm not accepting her. I'm not accepting, you know, a girl my age into my father's life. You know, it's just not going to happen. But that shouldn't stop Charlize from continuing on with her relationship with Sean. However, and I don't have this experience, but I could not deal with a 5-year-old who couldn't stand me as the new man, as the new woman in a man's life. Because that's a lot of years that you have to deal with trying to coddle a 5-year-old to really like you. Fortunately, Jackson really likes Sean. If I were Charlize, I would stay focused on making Sean happy, and then possibly in 3 to 5 years, his kids that don't like you now might say, you know what, she might not be so bad. I've never seen Daddy so happy. You know what I mean? It's tough. You know, when you have kids and you're dating, but I just hope these two just go on and go to the altar and then, you know, just stay together forever. I love it. I love it. So, Drake is lashing out at Rolling Stone magazine. He's upset that the magazine took him off the cover at the last minute and replaced him with the dearly departed Philip Seymour Hoffman. You know what? First of all, Drake, too soon. Second of all, it happens. You know, things happen. The man passed away. You're still alive to make more music history, to be on the cover of whatever magazines you want. I mean, these are the kinds of things that happens. It's like, you know, here at Wendy, we've just finished doing a terrific show with a terrific guest, but it's snowing outside, and so we're preempted in places, you know, where the snow is really impactful. I get upset too that, damn, we just had a good show and a good guest and good hot topics, and the people in Atlanta didn't even see it because they were preempted because of the snow. I get mad. The year that Whitney Houston passed away, I was supposed to be on, I never told you this story, I don't think, because I understand the circle of life. I was supposed to be on the cover of Ebony magazine, but Whitney passed away suddenly. And so she was on that cover. And I have yet to, you know, be on the cover. But I don't have sour grapes, and I'm not talking about, grow up, Drake. Grow up. Please. Do you watch that show, Modern Family? Yes. And now here in New York, it comes on in the reruns, so we get back-to-back episodes at like right after TMZ at 6:30. Well, Modern Family, one of the stars, Eric Stonestreet, he says that he's playing gay too good. You know, he plays gay on the show, but he's straight in real life. Did somebody say that's what he says? No, stop, he's a good actor. He's playing gay on the show, straight in real life, and he's saying that this is kind of getting in the way of him finding, you know, having luck with women. Well, he says it's because most women assume that he's gay, like his character. Well, that's what you call being a good actor, though. You know? I mean, if people are gonna assume that. Besides, I think that he might be looking for the wrong type of women to date. You need to, he's 43 years old, and he's been on this show for several years. This show ain't going anywhere anytime soon, and the syndication will live in infamy like Seinfeld. So, if I were you, you know, and I don't know what kind of men you're dating, Eric, but you can't date these young Hollywood starlets, you know, oh my God. Like, you can't date the young girls with vocal fry. I know that might be what you want, because everybody, you know, loves girls like that. You know, the 22-year-olds and the 25-year-olds. You have to date more mature women. I say 40 years old and up, because I think that we would understand the difference between reality and your TV character. I don't know, or maybe a smarter 35-year-old or something like that. But you got to date a lot and date often. I don't think that you should have that much of a problem. You're on a hit show. You know? All right, good luck. So, you know, while I'm not a big sportsnista or anything like that, you know, I am big into my celebrities here where I live, you know, in the tri-state, you know. So like Derek Jeter, I think he's number 2. Look at me go. And the stats say that he's missed, the last season he missed like 17 games because he got hurt. Well, he recently announced that he's retiring from the Yankees after his 20th season, which will be next year. I know, I'm sad about that. Not so much about the sports part, because I don't really know much about sports stat. I'm sad because I'll miss him on the scene, dipping it and doing it and kissing those girls. Look, I'll miss him on the social scene. You know, here in New York, he's always in Page Six or, you know, whatnot. He dates all the pretty girls. He's back on the market now, though. Yeah, 39 years old. He just split from his model girlfriend, Hannah Davis. No, give Hannah a full screenshot. You've got to check her out. Right? And by the way, you don't have to tell her that she's hot, because judging by the way she's looking at us, she knows. I never heard of Hannah Davis until she started dating Derek Jeter. Well, it turns out she's a model, and she's been getting more and more popular since dating Derek Jeter. Derek has broken up with Hannah because Derek doesn't want a girl on the up climb. He wants a girl, I guess, like a nice, normal girl, maybe a girl with no career, Maybe a girl who's ready to birth babies, because he mentioned in one of his press conferences or some article that I was reading about him leaving baseball that when he leaves, and by the way, he'll be 40 years old, that he wants a family, including a wife and kids, you know? And there's nothing wrong with him putting it out there like that. Some guys don't want a career girl. Some guys don't want you to be in school and have ambition like that. Some guys, and there's nothing wrong with this, I just appreciate the honesty from him. Apparently, he wants a girl to sit home, be barefoot, birth the babies, run the household, and there's nothing wrong. There's no laughter. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, he's being honest. What happens is he has a pattern of doing this. You know, he's dated the actress Minka Kelly, and all of a sudden, Minka's star started to rise, broke up with her. Vanessa Minnello, her star started to rise, he broke up with her. He just wants a girl to just and be beautiful, I guess, and get ready to have the babies. Nothing wrong with that. You know, I was reading that Derek gives girls a baseball basket when they leave his house. You know, he puts them in the car service and sends them on their way. And there's a baseball basket sitting in the car. Hannah, did you get your baseball basket? No, don't cry for him. This man, you could probably go on eBay in like 5 years or more and sell these he signs the baseballs, and there's a bunch of Derek memorabilia in there. You could probably get an easy $20,000 from Derek Jeter. Yes, yes, yes. I've never met him, but I like him. Mr. and Mrs. Jeter have done a good job raising what seems like a nice man. Good luck, Derek. Jennifer Aniston's father. Do you watch The Days of Our Lives? Yeah. So you know who John Aniston is. He's been on the show for 29 years. One of my producers told me that John Aniston was in a coma his entire time of college. Like every time he turned on Days of Our Lives, John is still in a coma. So funny. Jennifer's dad, Mr. Aniston, reportedly is ready to retire, but Jen wants him to keep working. Well, he's 80 years old. And reportedly, she wants him to take her advice and you know, get back in and continue to work, continue doing what you love as long as you're able, is her motto. At first when I heard this story, I thought it was kind of selfish. Like at 80 years old, you know, people deserve to sit down and enjoy the fruits of their labor. But on the other hand, when I think about it, like even with my own parents, you know, once people retire, they become inactive and then they get sick real quick and then they, you know. So it's a catch-22. I do think activity is really important. I think Mr. Aniston, though, listen, he's got to memorize pages of script, which, you know, the older we get, the harder it is to memorize yesterday's dinner. He's got to memorize pages of script. He's got to get there on time for hair and makeup. He's got to put on the clothes, and then he goes back home. Whereas if he retired from Days of Our Lives, I think the agreement with Jennifer needs to be that her father must join the fraternity, or her father has got to, you know, have a purposeful life outside of sitting in a house and watching TV. I know for my parents, my mom is the one. If it were up to my father, Daddy, I know, my father would sit inside writing the Great American Novel. He's been working on that since 1925. The Great American Novel. Oh, he loves to write. Go to the library and back home to write. And you know, writers are weirdos. Hashtag, I'm a writer, my father's a writer, we're weird. But my father wouldn't go anywhere, and I know that about my father. It's my mother who's like, she's 78, but she's a spry chickadee. Oh, she still makes sure he gets off to his fraternity meeting, and I told you they're members of the Peeps. Those are the people from up here in New York and New Jersey who snowbird down to Florida. And then he escorts her to her women who lunch for no reason at all, lunches. Yeah, there's an organization called that. My parents are involved with everything, but it's because my mother does it, and she does not want my father to just sit there and wilt. So I do wish you well in your decision, Mr. Aniston, but remember, sitting is for old people. Stay out there and stay active. Even if you leave Days of Our Lives,